we're going to talk a little bit about color schemes and how they relate to the color wheel. Start out by drawing 6 boxes, 3 inches by 3 inches. Then you're going to label the top row primary colors, secondary colors, and analogous colors. Primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Secondary colors are orange, green, and violet. And your analogous colors are 3, 4, or 5 colors next to each other on the color wheel. We're going to talk about controlling your paint, controlling your brush, and understanding color schemes. So once you've got the boxes built and labeled, you're going to draw a design in each square. Now as you work, the boxes can be right next to each other like mine are here, or you can leave a little bit of a space in between so the paint doesn't bleed, but you're going to learn a little bit about controlling the paint. So my first box is going to be filled with only primary colors. Now I'm painting really fast. I sped it up, so don't try to paint this fast. Notice I'm using the side of my brush to kind of make a clean line, and right there the yellow bleeds into the red a little bit because the yellow wasn't quite dry, or like what you just saw there, you can leave a little bit of a white line, or less paint will also work. Tidy it up and move to the secondary color. Make some designs, and then using just secondary colors, the orange, the green, and the violet, fill in your spaces. Keep it tidy. Now one thing you're going to notice is sometimes I add more water to the paint, so it's lighter. You can use lighter values or create lighter values by adding a little bit of water to watercolor. It's also called a tint. When you lighten something with white, it's called a tint, but we don't use white in watercolor, so we use more water to lighten it. So you're going to go around and paint using your secondary colors here. Again, you see the bottom right corner, I did a gradation where it goes from dark to light. And sometimes I'm using more water, which makes the color lighter. Now I'm working on a vertical surface, so you can see I'm not using much water, but I am using some water, but it's not dripping. So you want to control how much water you use. If you don't use enough water, it's going to be kind of dry and hard to paint. Right there, there's not quite enough water on my brush, so it's a little harder to move it around. Tidy things up as I work. Now my last one, I'm going to make more random organic lines and shapes. That's kind of what I do when I paint anyhow. You be you though. So now I'm going analogous colors, so I'm using blues, blue violets, and blue greens. And it all gets a little dark and similar in value, and so I'm going to fix that in a minute and make it a little more interesting, because you want these to be kind of interesting too, not just a bunch of squares, right? So there's some blue-green with my blue. And now see how it's kind of bland? So I come back in with a really dark blue-green with not very much water, and I'm just kind of outlining or varying the outline or the contour, making it thick in some spots and thin in some spots. Makes it a little more interesting. So just to review, primary colors, secondary colors, and analogous colors. Now you try it.